Junior, I am the #2 executive vice president at Santa Inc., who only answers to Santa, Brent, and the board. I can end that nose of yours.
I'd like to see you try. A lot of powerful people need this nose to glow so they can pay their mortgages and send their kids to private school. So by all means, go ahead and try to stop this nose from glowing.
God damn it, you're right.
Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Sarah Silverman. That was a clip from your new show, Santa Inc.
Yes.
Not for kids.
No.
Yeah.
Not for kids.
It looks like it might be for kids, but then you hear "God damn it" at the end of the clip, and you're like, "Oh, this is from Sarah Silverman."
I mean, I think it's the kind of thing you want kids to watch anyway. Maybe?
Like cool kids. You want a cool
yeah,
kid to
can-
find their way to it, right? That can handle it.
Yeah.
What is the premise of Santa Inc.?
It's like the business of Christmas. It takes place in the North Pole, and like it's like the year-round business of getting ready for that one night of Christmas. And it's funny, it's made entirely, not entirely, but many Jews came together to create this. It's Seth Rogen and me and the creator and writer Ali Rushfield. And but it does make me think. First of all, the elves. I play an elf, Candy Smalls, and elves are Jews in this. They're because they can work Christmas and. I think really elves are Jews. I mean, like, you know, there's no Christmas without Jews. Like, every Christmas song you love is Jews wrote it. Like, every single one. It's crazy, these Jews.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I just made it other. Like,
that's not, but that's a very true thing. That like this, you're not just making something up about these Christmas songs. Are a lot of like famous Jewish songwriters.
every Christmas song you love is written by a Jewish person. Yeah. And Christmas specials and, yeah, I mean.
Did you grow up loving Christmas, or did you not celebrate it all and had no take on it one way or the other?
We totally did Christmas because I grew up in New Hampshire, in Bedford, New Hampshire, same as you. And so, you know, Hanukkah is like the Jewish Christmas, but it's not a, if you're like Jewy, if you're very Jewish, it's not a big holiday. They just make it that way so kids aren't bummed when they live in New Hampshire and everyone has Christmas. But yeah, we had like a Christmas Hanukkah bush, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's, you know, there's no, listen, Christmas has become, and I think this show speaks to it a bit, but, you know, about it's stuff and things, but at its core, it's about the birth of the nicest Jewish boy ever, you know, like, you know. I mean, the only caveat is, like, the only disagreement maybe is Jews are disappointed that he became a messiah and not a doctor. You know.
Speaking of very nice Jewish boys, your co-star is Seth Rogen. He's right at the top of that list, right?
Yes.
I mean, how did you first meet Seth Rogen?
You know what? I didn't remember this, but I did. He does this thing every year with his wife, Lauren Miller, called Hilarity for Charity. You know, it's like a stand-up thing for Alzheimer's. And, sorry, I'm like really scattered, and I just remembered a joke my dad, it's like an old joke that my dad just told me about. Yeah, I'll just say it in 2 seconds, but it's the doctor says, I've got bad news and worse news. He says, what's the bad news? You have cancer. He goes, what's the other news? You have Alzheimer's. And he's like, oh God, well, at least I don't have cancer. Anyway, it made me think of that, and then I laughed, and then I felt like I had to explain it. Oh, so Seth, I'm telling other people's jokes.
I love it via your father, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, I mean, unlike your dog, I believe your father does like this show, so this is great.
He loves it. They just texted me, like, we're recording Seth. They don't talk. Yeah, they do talk. How I met Seth Rogen, I didn't know, but he introduced me at Hilarity for Charity as the first famous person he ever smoked pot with. And I was like, I got on stage and I said, is that true? Because we've worked together since. We played brother and sister in a movie called Take This Waltz, and we did this short film together, blah, 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 blah. And we've just known each other through comedy. And anyway, he said, yeah. And what it was when I was first doing stand-up at the Hollywood Improv, I was in my, you know, early 20s, mid-20s. And I guess he was probably like 18 or something. And there was a kid that would come around who was like 18, and he'd come around in his like car and be like, you want to smoke pot? And I'd be like, yeah. And I'd get in and drive around with him. I didn't, you know, he actually grew up to be a wonderful writer-director, this kid, Jonathan Kasdan. But Seth was there one of those times. But, you know, he was just like a kid, you know, that I smoked pot with.
Well, that's really nice that you could have that experience
You
with him.
shouldn't get in cars with strangers for drugs. You know, but I could absolutely take him, so I didn't feel scared.
I like that you're. I mean, I also think like kids shouldn't get in cars with like famous people to smoke weed either. Like,
No.
I mean, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they had the weed.
They did have the weed. You know what? You're off the hook this time.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys, that's Sarah Silverman. New episodes of the Sarah Silverman podcast are released on Thursdays, and Santa Inc. premieres December 2nd on HBO Max.